Now, going back in time to when I knew nothing about cooking, this is the first recipe that I tried to bake for Danny. Well, actually, I baked it to try to impress his grandmother. It's called a tiger pound cake. I'm gonna start with 2 cups of unsalted butter. So I call these a tiger pound cake because instead of being chocolate and vanilla, it is chocolate and orange. So it has those stripes. I'm gonna beat this butter until completely creamy and smooth. And now I'm gonna add 2.5 cups of sugar. I'm gonna add it a little by little. So we're gonna beat the butter and the sugar until it is very fluffy. We have 8 eggs. When Danny and I first met, he wanted to introduce me to his grandmother, Sarita. They invited me to dinner, and of course I wanted to come and bring something. So I asked my Nana, who was the one who used to make the pound cake, how she made it, like the precise instructions, and I wrote it all down. And Danny's grandmother was so impressed when she cut into it and it was perfectly marbled. She didn't believe that I made it myself. I'm gonna add the eggs, trying to do one or a couple at a time. So now I'm gonna mix my dry ingredients. To 3 cups of all-purpose flour, I'll add 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and a pinch of salt. I'm going to alternate my dry ingredients with a cup of sour cream, and this is gonna make for the spongiest pound cake ever. Danny's grandmother did not believe that I had baked the cake. She started quizzing me, asking me questions, like how did you make it so puffy? And how did you accomplish the marbling? I passed the test because I had made that pound cake for the very first time. So I won her over. I'm adding 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. This is a very meaningful recipe because it really marked an important step in my relationship with Danny. Whenever I make it, it brings back good memories. Now, this is the base of the batter for the pound cake, and I'm gonna flavor part of it with chocolate and part of it with orange. So I have 1/2 cup of cocoa powder here, and I'm going to add 1/2 cup of this boiling hot water. I'm adding boiling hot water because this is going to make the flavor from the cocoa powder really bloom. I love the marbled pound cake to have a really intense chocolate flavor in the chocolate parts. If not, I feel cheated. And now I'm gonna take about 1/3 of the batter and I'm gonna fold it with the cocoa. It's like addicting to do this. Like I can't stop now. Okay, I'll stop. There. And then we're gonna turn these into orange batter. So I'm adding 2 tablespoons of orange zest. And I'm adding about 1/2 cup of freshly squeezed orange juice. And to really enhance the flavor of the orange, I'm going to add a teaspoon of almond extract. This is such a beautiful pound cake. Now we're gonna build it up. So we have the bundt pan that I already buttered. I'm gonna start with the orange. Now, of course, you could do the traditional marbling technique, which is you would add the light colored batter in the bottom and then add the dark colored batter on top and then swirl it. But my friend Audrey showed me a new technique, which is you're gonna use scoops to add the batter, and it layers it differently. So it comes to show you, you never stop learning new ways of doing things. And And then you go with the chocolate. And then you go again with the orange and you try to go on top of the chocolate. All of my favorite recipes have a family connection, or they get connected to a family story in one way or another. See how pretty it looks? I'm gonna use the thick part of this skewer to do the shapes, not too crazy. I'm gonna put the pound cake in the oven, which is set at 350 for an hour. After 55 minutes, check your cake. If a toothpick comes out moist but not wet, it's ready. Take it out, let it cool. Just gonna flip the pound cake. Give it a shake. Whoa. Just makes me happy. How gorgeous can these be? This is making me even happier. Look how it's shaking when I'm trying to cut it, because it is so spongy. How beautiful is that? The chocolate part is so chocolatey, and the orange part is like orange with a little bit of almond. So delicious, and look at how spongy, so soft.